want to go over to a breeze when that was such a dominant WADA win the last time around. They want to try and end that early. You definitely don't want to get gassed out either. Like, it takes so much out of your tank, I think, to be playing such long maps every single time. There is yet to be one dominant one from either of these teams.
Well, early battle starting to rage here at mid. Blue Otter are finally able to find the first blood and take that into a second. Australis on the retreat, trying to just gain a little bit of space. Salvo kind of holding, at least partially, this Blue Otter approach. Madison will still dive up and over, though, and that will allow an opportunity to gain some of the space needed to get the plant off, but spam through the smoke at Flowers is going to work out for a counter pick. So 3v4 post plant, but all of WADA are here.
That they are looking already re-entry into backside here. Nobody's going to be coming into mid. A lot of post plant utility that you were talking about, though, that has to be dealt with. Nice flash to continue to delay. Blue just have to buy time.
One enemy remaining.
These are just clean shots, really clean shots out of Oasis and the rest of Blue Otter to take the pistol. First time we've seen Blue Otter take the opening pistol. That will change things up just a touch, and we'll go into the anti-eco to see if they can follow up.
That mid-fight just got so scrappy there, too. I think just the trades back and forth when it came down to those flashes. Blue Otter overwhelming those peaks with numbers on top of that. We also have seen, though, WADA capable of stealing away that anti-eco that you were just talking about just in the last map. Overall, I think
right here.
You take a look at how this setup is looking, though, for Blue Otter. They're trying to wait to see if that mid-aggression will come back through, like we just saw on the pistol round. WADA not going to bite. Take a look over at that positioning from Juna, though, already looking to be able to jiggle over into A main. That's why you see the stack here from WADA into mid. That forward angle on B here as well. It just allows them to contest this middle control a lot more comfortably.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way. WADA will also have a couple of incognito defenders, in particular looking over towards Juna's direction, who's in the corner right now. Do you clear this? Do you check this? 1-for-1 would be fine. Juna's going to give a star over towards the A entryway, and it looks like based on this angle, that's prepared. And that will be a clean first blood and put a ton of pressure onto the defense to have to stand tall with classics.
Not getting the chance to pop that number either is definitely going to be a big downfall
Dallas does connect. A little messy here for Blue Otter, trying to find the defenders on site. Australis gets a little bit of extra damage in. Definitely gives a lifeline to Starbound for the rest of this 1v3, but all long-range weapons in hand against the Headhunter will mean that. A little bit of a poke out for Madison, who gets 3 in the round, and Blue Otter will take the anti-eco and, for the most part, hold on to the weapons that they want. A couple of Guardians and the Outlaw will retain into the bonus, and be on to Avery and May to decide what they want to do to supply support for that.
Yeah, it's a nice re-clear into A main there for Blue Otter, just to ensure that Juno wasn't going to find any of that value. Heading into the bonus round, though, you're going to see Blue Otter looking to 4-1 over towards this B side. Just trying to contest Starbound a bit earlier. Push them off the angle. Instead, it will be Bunny B looking to walk up over pillar. Starbound prepared to play contact.
Bunny B tagged, pushed off the angle. Starbound, like you mentioned, still playing in the corner. Cannot retreat too far. Only over the screen. Look at an aggressive star placement. Madison read nicely initially by Starbound, but just could not get further away from that teleport position. So Oasis will get the first blood, and Blue Otter will have a chance to set up their post plant again behind all this smoke.
Again, there's just so much post plant utility here for the side of Blue Otter. The drone does come through. It finds a couple of players over in the back halls, but you've got 3 lined up.
Shots. Bunny B had been low. Australis exactly flashed up beyond recognition. Has the numbers now avidly watching all things at once. Power itself. Let's get one off the flank. Juno, another one from the front. Make it 2. This is where it becomes difficult, though. especially with Avery still lurking at screens. You just don't expect that. But the first shot misses, and whoa, Juna has a little bit of an extra lease on this gunfight. Finds the win, but the time is going to dictate the outcome. So, how about it? Blue Otter, heck of a start here. Able to win the bonus, 3-0 up. Juna will retain the rifle going into next, but everyone else will be out of save.
It was a great round from Blue Otter. I wish WADA played that a bit differently over towards B main. Like, you see Bunny B going for that angle over on pillar. Honestly, I was expecting Starbound to play a little bit more aggressive with her. Just provide a bit more of that support. Maybe even get a trade through in that situation. Instead, it playing for themselves over into back screens on B and the TP out, sure. But you know that with a composition like Yoru and Awele, if you're hitting towards that B site, the Yoru is almost always going to have a teleport into back halls. Now, WADA on the back foot into this fourth round with really nothing to work with but a hero rifle in Juna's hands over in Art. Nobody playing near her either, so wouldn't really be able to recover that gun if Blue Otter managed to take her down.
That's true. That's very true. Well, see where the action decides to unfold behind this owl drone. Does it scout the player on the connect? No, not quite. So Art is still contested. Juna's going to step just on the outside edge of this nebula to see if he can catch anyone crossing. There will be no initial effort. Face, Madison, up over, refracting back. Spike was never a part of this, but the defense for WADA now has to try to put together an idea of where do we go? Do we commit behind this? We don't really have info at A main, but we also didn't really believe the commit through Art, and it looks like they've guessed correctly. Pixel a chance, and they land.
30 seconds
Big
left.
there for Pixel. Also opens up the opportunity for a flank to come in a little bit later, right? Still buying time with the Prowler.
Australis lands, not once but twice. Bunny B and a Thrifty is how WADA get on the board here. I mean, yeah, Power Pixel, the first shot, incredible for the effort, but I think mostly it's just the fact that WADA don't bite on that little dash over the top. There's just no reason to. And so the stack up ends up helping out, and WADA get a Thrifty.
Not even just that, but Australis throwing out that salvo over in B main made all of the difference to deny that flood from the rest of the Blue Otter players. Like, Oasis was completely on an island, nobody able to follow up. Now, as we head into this next round, again, despite winning out that bonus, right, things got really close. A bit of an awkward buy. One away from the dimensional drift here for Oasis. That's why we see the prioritization for A main right now.
Well, opening utility will start to fade, and we'll feel things out with the real big difference maker right now being Bunny B, who's already through B. Dimensional drift. Going to try to scout things out. Power Pixel trying to catch the angle, timing. Able to actually find Oasis out of the dimensional drift. No follow-up there, not just over through Art, but also over to A main. Paths will come through for Madison, trying to take back the space, but the defense is already rewrapped back through mid, so now all of a sudden the smoke is going to fade pretty quickly. Starbound may have a chance to, yeah, make safe the back of the site. Maybe even more than that. A small tag onto Avery. Through the wall. Nova pulse out. Defense moving quickly. Bunny B, Australis, both finding one. May, how much heroics is in the tank? Not much at all. And Sin's long wrap will not be in position to do too much. Just a criminal error off the dimensional drift from Oasis leads to WADA coming together 2 in a row.
Yeah, really expecting to be able to get Power Pixel there. And then on top of that, I was kind of surprised to see the Blue Otter players playing all like kind of grouped up into Art as well. They're going for the chase down, but you're also aware of the fact that Juna did have that Cosmic Divide available. You have to be able to contest on site. They only had one player doing so, and it just wasn't enough to buy that time that was needed. WADA starting to close that gap early on despite that bonus win coming out from Blue Otter. The adjustments have been nice.
Oh, good first blood for Bunny B. Puts this round into a little bit more of a comfortable position with the numbers. Madison thinking about it. Do you want to dash into that? Not quite. Instead, it's Power Pixel, who will take the second elimination of the round and make this even more comfortable for WADA's defense. Gotta have it. Oh.
I got really nervous there. I cannot lie.
Same.
I was afraid that Australis is going to exit that zone. It's going to be a different story. Sin's not able to win the fight over into A main, and now things get really awkward. Blue Otter, they might have all of the mid control in the world, but WADA fully in control of CT and that B main that Blue are walking towards.
Well, last effort for Blue Otter, stifled by Starbound. Bunny Bee will make it pretty much flawless. The only difference maker being Australis, who drops. The Armageddon is at the ready. We're going to go 3-3 here into another gun round. This one's another early pivotal one here after the 3 stretch for both these two squads. Now we can start to see the difference maker being the ultimate economy in favor of WADA and Blue Otter. Yeah, smart idea here with the Hunter's Fury, possible Cosmic Divide at the ready. Need to talk about what exactly their protocols are depending on what gets used here by WADA.
I think also just calling this earlier before more rounds slip away from you, just being able to get a handle of things. Overall, though, I think it's a big shout out that you made when it comes down to these ultimates that are online. WADA have great retake utility. I think it's going to be hard for Blue Otter to find opening picks into this round if WADA play it right when it comes to that positioning. The only person that you're expecting to play maybe a little bit more forward will be Starbound, trying to get a bit of that information, allowing WADA to stack a bit more comfortably onto one of those sites. But overall, the fast flood definitely looks like the name of the game for WADA here. It's going to be up to Blue Otter to find an answer to that question. How are they going to manage the utility they're expecting to be dumped on them into a post plant? Hell, it might not even be when the plant goes down. Like, it could be
Correct.
off the tap. Like, it could just be one of those fast floods to deny them any comfort while they're trying to execute on site.
Okay, off the timeout, 10 seconds so the barriers drop. What is going to be the call for Blue Otter? And it kind of feels like the conversation may also surround the how do we avoid Starbound as they're in full purchase, because that is always going to be an issue. Starbound watching an aggressive angle, takes a blind shot through the smoke, doesn't land. But the position is now known. Scouting drone for the defense through mid, clears just about everything, but May holds an angle very rogue and aggressively through B long, and it catches Bunny Bee. That changes the dynamic of this entire round because now WADA have to essentially split their defense.
Yeah, I like the way that Blue Otter are approaching this. We talked about how badly things could go if they went for a burst execute. They needed to work slower picks, try to pick WADA apart. Oh, rare whiff there. Just the shoulder peek from Battison to draw the operator out.
Oh, Australis is going to hear the footsteps of the decoy. And that is actually going to maybe pull some utility? No, not yet. But it definitely pulls the attention for Australis. So now it's just the trademark that could potentially reveal the play in towards Art. And it's going to be a lot of responsibility on the shoulders of Juna to see what they can grab. Trademark deleted. Juna, realizing the issue, will decide to play just inside of the dugout and inside of the Cosmic Divide. Spam shot. Gonna tag there on top.
10 seconds left.
Counter spam coming through. Juna now down to 44 HP as the spike is planted, and the post plant will play over towards A main.
Look at this positioning right now for Sin and for May. These are key spots. Just understanding what WADA has to work with in this round. These late mid wraps could be everything.
There's utility over the top. Madison not affected by any of it as of yet. Fowler able to scout out their position, and Starbound's able to land that shot somehow through a thick wall of utility. Oasis only getting one. Starbound continues to connect. Sin now on the corner. Good for one, make it two. Nova Pulse not needed. Avery sees where Power Pixel is positioned. Just don't give away anything for free. Long swing will work out, and Blue Otter retake the lead now up 4-3.
Great success right off the back of a timeout there for Blue Otter. I think on top of that, though, WADA, if they're going to lose that round, they can't be too mad about the fact that they at least did not invest any of those ultimates. They held steady, were trying to be confident into that retake, so they have a lot to still work with off the back of that. But this pick on Bunny B, I think was just such a difference maker on how WADA have been rotating across the map. It's been based on a couple of rounds and where Bunny B has gotten that space, allowing them to stack so much more comfortably. And that time around, they had to play it a little bit more split.
Oh, Juna. Wow. Takes damage for the pre-fire, but survives it, bounces out, and catches Blue Otter a little off guard there, thinking that they were safe from any early challenge on that orb. So an early first blood goes to WADA. And that changes, kind of like I said from the last round, the dynamic of this round for Blue Otter, losing out on their dive of Badison and the Waylay.
Slowing things down once again. See how passively WADA are playing.
Nowhere to run!
Mantis Fury goes out trying to find anything on his A site. Not going to connect whatsoever.
Called the
fully
follow.
Revealing that.
Yep. But 40 seconds on the clock, and yeah, WADA is going to think that this is going to be a late B hit. So the patience for Blue Otter may work out for them to get a post plant. Juna's still watching a nice safe pixel peek. And yeah, WADA will realize that they have predicted this incorrectly. Australis still has the salvo to delay the initial plan. Avery going to plant it in a really weird spot. The Armageddon is going to come down, and Avery can't get away. Oasis, though, does find Juna. May another one deeper, but Starbound connects to the tour de force. Slowfield now an issue to try to keep the scaling deep. Sin on the back of the site has a lockdown. Try to commit to it. Bunny Bee has to try to force this gunfight, and Oasis is going to find 4. Just kind of picking them apart from range. Everything was focused on the plant, and you just kind of missed the Yoru sitting over towards main. 4 eliminations for Oasis, 11 and 5. And Blue Otter are starting to cook up again as WADA will go to the timeout.
It's absolutely insane coming out from Oasis. But yeah, timeout now, just 2 rounds after Blue Otter called one of their own. Trying to dissect what is going wrong for them. And again, these slow works over towards that site. Sure, they may have revealed a lot early on, but maintaining that mid control there for Blue Otter is also just so important. Just really nicely done for Blue Otter to be able to kind of thrive in the chaos, cutting noise before that re-hit. For WADA, kind of curious what the adjustment is going to be. Again, we still haven't seen that aggression that Emily was talking about out of Starbound. Like, the pace at which they have been playing, the style at which they have been playing is so different from the signature that we know them for, especially on that chamber. Granted, I do think that if you call back to Split, right, and how we saw a lot of those like aggressive Waylay plays coming in with the fact that you can have like the TP in from Oasis off the back of the flash while the Waylay is also dashing on you too, it does make it really uncomfortable at times to play a little bit forward. But again, you do have that TP that is available. It's not like Blue Otter running a KO or anything like that. You should feel relatively comfortable to be taking some risks here and there, because otherwise you're not really applying the pressure that you're looking for from a chamber player, especially a player like Starbound, who is able to have those huge moments when it comes down to the first engagements.
Yeah, and a lot of it, like you mentioned, has just been quick snipes constantly hitting. So, I mean, it's odd, but at the same time, there's also success behind this. So, do we change something up with how you play Starbound, or do you change something up with how you play everybody else? Well, we'll see what we get. Full purchase, Odin, Operator, in the hands of the defense for WADA. No craziness for Blue Otter here, as they have the Dimensional Drift if they would like it. No real way to counter it for WADA, so you'd have to think that Blue Otter are cooking that up. See if they decide to use it.
Working this round really well, though. The smoke that goes out into B-Link, breaking that trick, already forced out that drone from Australis, so it won't be available.
Good first contact. Power Pixel only able to find 1 in response. And it'll be, once again, Juna. Revealed. Saturated. Oh, yeah. Run her down. Whoa, careful. Don't line up. That's not as nice as you'd like it to be. Good flash behind this, though, for Oasis. Will save the moment, but this is what we're talking about. Starbound just does not miss. 1v1 with Oasis. And Oasis is opting to hold Angle here. What? Oh my goodness! I thought Oasis was going to be able to lock it. It's a slow peek from Starbound. But instead a gut check snap and a 1v2 Red Bull clutch for Starbound again.
Taking a look back at that as well. That flood onto sight there from Blue Otter. Really nicely done, but it's these hero moments from Starbound that they've, again, been so consistent for. It feels like anytime Starbound is in a clutch situation, I'm going to have to check the stats later, but it is so rare that they don't close it out. Now, still an advantage here for Blue Otter, but WADA, they get themselves just a little bit closer, continuing to pressure into this B-lane.
First contact, good for Australis.
There.
Stays alive. Follow up, Blue Otter looking to force the issue, and Power Pixel's watching. All right, well, that's one way to do it. Holy cow, what a change of events off of another 1v2 moment from Starbound. Oasis very well may still catch one off guard here, and will. Power Pixel coming back to the action, jumping and working the Odin out. We'll have a 5-5 tally through 10, gracing our screens.
I did not like that last kill, though. Like, who jumps around the corner with an Odin like that? Something that we've seen Power Pixel, though, do, like, pretty consistently on this map. Like, a lot of those spam plays, a lot of those just, like, spray and pray moments as well. It's something that they are definitely known for on that LMG, but for me personally, that's always a tilter. 5-5, though, WADA able to tie things up. Taking a look at the alt economy, for WADA, they're one away from that Nightfall on the side of Blue Otter. Nearly able to get that convergent pass online here for Badison as well. The orb prioritization is not going to be the name of the game this time around, though, and it will be Power Pixel picking that up here for WADA instead.
Shot lands. This time Starbound does give us a first blood. Bunny Bee on the corner. Good read on the Badison. Spike still in hand, though, for Blue Otter. The problem is it's a 3v5, and you have no sight control whatsoever. Who is going to create that for you? If you even try for it much at all, because you got to keep in mind, we're zeroed out on bank account, and going into the last round of the half, the last thing you want is to be in a safe.
Teleport.
I like how just
Avery still almost gives you 2. And I just don't know how you clear out this tunnel. A couple of tags on the shoulder. Wow, Australis still fights back and puts Avery down to a single shot worth of health.
Ring 8 is live.
30 seconds left.
Nice little bounce there. Has Avery dancing. Shock dart. Ooh, holy cow. I don't know how Australis didn't lose half of their head right there. But the spike gets planted. A chance for the 2v4 brewing. Recon bolt this too, though. Chance for Sin, only gets 1. But damage for Avery, down to 1 HP. Nah, not quite able to cleanly catch Bunny Bee. Maybe there was a chance if Power Pixel. But no, not the case. 6-5. WADA at the edge. And again, the economy is not going to be great for Blue Otter. They're going to have to force buy with a Hunter's Fury and a Convergence Pass to play.
one from the Cosmic Divide, though. Could definitely be a huge difference maker to try and shorten those sight lines on and execute. Something that we typically see over on that B site. We'll see how Blue Otter want to play it, though. Again, that mid control has been a really big part of their plan, just being able to take down that trip into B-Link to continue to apply pressure on WADA. But it's also been nice adjustments from Australis, like on her repositions, not looking to get caught out, still being able to play far enough back that she can util for that team. Overall, though, a very split default this time coming out from Blue Otter.
Spike down, attacker spawn.
No. No. I did not like that.
Yeah, it's another one of those moments. Another one of those moments.
Odin, man.
Yep. Pretty good. Pretty good. It's pretty good. Sin eventually takes it off the table, but Starbound will pick up the baton and play the position over towards Art for now. 3v4, not impossible. Still got so much ground that we have to clear, though. It just feels, it just feels terrible.
Yeah.
You have to win a gunfight somewhere. I hate to say it.
But he's going to get all this information too. Right after that fake TP ends up being used by Oasis, so no opportunity to even try and TP back to the guy.
Oh, that's a gift. And the orb means Cosmic Divide.
You are divided.
June is also snuck
30
away
seconds left.
here.
But do you commit through the screen? They do, but Oasis punishes. Oh no, Starbound still with the land though, because of course they do. Cosmic Divide delays the plant, or pardon me, the salvo delays the plant a little while longer. May still able to commit to it. 2v2, wall gonna fall here soon. Oasis still playing screens. And the barrel's been seen.
Here.
But can you isolate that? How do you isolate that? You try to force the peak, and it works. Oh man. You don't trust the gravity vortex, and now May. Nova pulses away Australis for a moment. 2 long-range battles in front of them. Clean one for the first. Starbound has to hit the toggle, and will. May, halfway. Starbound misses the first shot. Another toggle comes through, and May, a huge save. Another 1v2 Red Bull clutch, and May comes up. Giga Chad status to tie us at 6 as we swap the sides.
She has had so much impact in each of these maps, perfectly playing that post plant there. Just insane stuff, especially considering how this round started, right? Like, you have the spray down with the Odin outside of A lobby, another one falls in Art. Somehow, heroics from Oasis to be able to get that TP pick onto Bunny Bee, exiting that ultimate. Actually, just insane stuff. Now into the pistol rounds here, though. To be able to find the advantage into the second half for either of these teams. One of them only.
Well, opening pistol shot for Oasis does not land after seeing a lot of the action crossing through B long. Good damage tally, at least, onto 2 players. Recon drone will be sent. Clears out halls. No reveal on the sensor. Sin will hang. Help will be called in as Avery will watch over through mid. But a lurk from Starbound has WADA thinking about a rotation to A.
Yeah, they're starting to walk away from that B site. Starbound still hasn't been met with any resistance here. Do you like this forward positioning from Battison, though? Especially the walk up into window. Should be able to hear that rotation coming in. Steps will absolutely be heard, though.
Oh, shots are not all that clean. Still comes away with the win and has a chance to retreat. Defense now in a position. Get a read on this. Starbound rarely misses those. And that's now Blue Otter with the numbers. 4v2 situation. Spike collected. Second opportunity for May. Sin following up. Bunny B's able to take down 3. Would have to get the full ace, though, to convert the round. And a sentry turret is now in the way. Sin thought about it, and then thought better of it. Pop flash on the corner, and the crossfire is perfect. Blue Otter, first time we've seen it in this series, take both pistols. Comes down to can they survive through the anti-eco now.
I think that's a huge shout. The difference that these pistol rounds are able to make. The fact that we hadn't seen that happen just yet. But, man, some of the WADA Thrifties, they definitely go insane too. So you can't count them out, especially not with the fact that Starbound is still going to have a couple bullets into that headhunter. Regardless, WADA surprisingly actually look for the fight over towards B long. Turret will give the reveal while waiting.
Doing a thing.
Nice shot from
Down,
Madison.
B.
Now here comes the dash behind it. WADA is trying to get onto site, but the spike is now down. And Blue Otter are fully prepared for anything further at B. Minute 10. trying to rotate back day is not going to feel great, so you're just going to hard commit to playing through this site. And Badison will finish things off. Flawless round for Blue Otter, up 8-6.
And a great recall smoke coming up from May there as well. It gives that false sense of security for WADA, thinking they wanted to go towards V main because of the execute that they can provide with the salvos, looking to clear out behind screens into halls. But the thing is, you also have the fact that, you know, with the outlaw coming in, it's just that fake to be able to goad them into scaling up, thinking it was going to be that full smoke. A tech pause coming in with Blue Otter, up 2 rounds so far. It's a bit early when it comes down to those ultimates, but for Bunny B and Badison, they are getting a bit closer to the convergent paths, to the dimensional drift. We'll have to see how this swings, but overall, I think Shift, it's continuously just like such a streaky best-of-5 series between these two teams.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I mean, it's been streaky in the way that, like, 3 rounds here, 2 rounds there, 3 rounds here. Like, no one's really ran away with anything yet, which is great. We love that. I think, like, the best that we could really go back to was, like, getting 4 out of 6 rounds. Like, that's been, like, maybe the best, like, overall streak of, like, 2 rounds here, you lose 1, 2 rounds here, you lose 1. But largely speaking, this has been, after timeouts, good answers, good responses, and that just means good Valorant. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's really refreshing for us to see, I think, this early in the year. I don't want to try to use the avenue of competition because we're in the lower finals after all, but like even watching the match last night between Blue Otter and 100 Thieves, I was really impressed with what I was seeing from the teams coming off of timeouts. And that has been the case throughout the entirety of the series. So just a moment to kind of give a lot of credit considering how early in the year we are. It's going to set up for, I'm sure, a lot of matches either between these two teams or late into these tournaments that are going to look like this.
Yeah, it's definitely an exciting prospect to see how the scene is going to continue to develop over the 2026 season. As we head back into this round, though, bonus on the side of Blue Water. Badison's going to get scanned right off the gate. Still going to go for the angle.
Oh, and the teleport for Starbound actually puts them a little bit closer to detection for a moment there. But no full action there. May, the one taking a little bit of the damage. Worse for wear, to be sure. But
found them.
It is a bonus after all for Blue Otter. So you limit your expectations, maybe your touch.
Placing swarm grenade.
Nice clone over in B-Link there as well from WADA. Bunny GB just being able to deal with that alarm bot really well. The drone out from Avery.
Swarm grenade out.
Yeah, that drone being down and the pushback from the Sova means we are going to be Sin in some trouble. Oasis on the corner. Doesn't like the look of it, teleports back, and that just leaves Sin out for the fishes. Avery does respond, gets us to a 4v4, and actually puts some damage over towards Hall's side, but this Nebula up top will mean Bunny B can plant safely. And slip back over to Hall's. Retake utility. What do we got? Is Badison going to dive in, or are you going to trust that Badison can hit the shots behind this? Maybe a little bit of both. No, Badison will go into the Spectre. He's able to find one, but Starbound has a quick response. Now you know where Starbound is, though. Just teleports away just as the shock dart was queued up. Juna over towards Pillar. May placing stars to see if they can try to congest the area and start on a defuse. And there we go. Gravity Vortex does pull May off the angle, though. Oasis finds one before falling. Now it's down to Starbound. A couple extra attacks come through. Avery giving him the workout. But May is holding. Starbound can't find him up until after the defuse comes through. The bonus is successful for Blue Otter. Starbound, the only one to survive for WADA.
Also crazy to think too, right? The fact that May is, 14 HP by the time she's actually looking to get that defused town. It took one stray bullet. That's all it would have taken to be able to win that round out for WADA. But a heads up call to have the healthier players looking for the fight, knowing that they would have a better chance at that survival, trying to body block those bullets in those initial engagements there as well. WADA, they have a hero rifle to work with here in the hands of Starbound, being very confident that they should be able to get some sort of pick. Blue Water, with the full weapons in hand, they're not going to go for that extremity control that we have seen previously, playing a lot further back to ensure they can retake as a team, expecting WADA to be very grouped up with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't want to miss anything here, though, if you're Blue Otter. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of pressure to pull the convergent pass with that first blood. Maybe freeze that choice up just a touch. Starbound was looking for the trade, but the quick reaction for Badison gets them out of the action. And the convergent pass will still be sent, but it doesn't really turn into much. Badison will still drop. May still holding towards dugout. This is a tough angle to clear with just pistols, but Australis doesn't now has a weapon to play with. Oh, no. Here we go. A potential WADA Thrifty. Sin trying to get back into the action with the Outlaw. Avery and Oasis working with her. And the post plant is not revealing a thing. They're trusting the star first. Starbound on the corner. What? Sin, damage in, doesn't really finish the kill, though. So now you got to do this the hard way. Star has been depleted. Salvo to follow. Time going to be the issue here as Blue Otter are just going to run out of it. Oasis can't really hold. And that's going to be a Thrifty round for WADA. Not technically, I guess. It should have been, I thought. But regardless, 7-9 the count.
I guess the Vandal purchase probably just puts it up a little too, probably a smidge, honestly, over the amount needed for it to be a Thrifty. But overall, I think that, I mean, who knows? I think it's crazy, though, for the side of WADA to be able to win that out. The fact that they're even able to get that plant down, I think, was the big part of winning that round out because of the sheer amount of utility they have to delay that defuse. Blue Otter.
You want to play? Let's play.
Half by coming in here.
Oh, goodness. You thought maybe Starbound was going to get both. It's damage onto both, but Badison will survive somehow. And WADA are looking good to get this back to within one. And in the meantime, this is just down to how efficient can you be with a lot of ultimates nearly ready to go. Armageddon could be huge. Nightfall obviously could be potentially massive as well. And interesting, Bunny Bee is going to hit the dimensional drift here.
Enemy down.
And Avery will find one lurking. Oasis connects onto another. Oh, this is not what you wanted. Oh, plus the read on the Bunny Bee, but Badison's not strong enough to stay in the fight.
Spike plant.
So 2v3, Bunny Bee low. And a shot from Sin puts Power Pixel out of the commission, but it all rests now with Avery. 1v2 against Starbound's scope is not fun. Especially on the angle that they're watching. That's the one. And that's why. Starbound hits. 8-9 the count. Got mixy for a moment, but WADA are back to within one.
Valiant effort there from Blue Water to try and answer back with some sort of eco of their own. Heading into this round, though, WADA, you've got Nightfall available here for Power Pixel. Blue Water, Avery and May have their ults up here as well with the Hunter's Fury and that Cosmic Divide. Timeout to be called here from Blue Water, and you're mentioning it earlier, Shift. The timeouts have been really potent for both of these teams when it comes down to those adjustments. I think especially on Split, the Blue Water timeouts were really good at helping them yield results and bringing it so close to nearly closing this out in a 3-0 fashion. And we're neck and neck once again. Not a single one of these maps in this Best of 5 series, now on the 4th map of the series, has there been a moment where either team has had a huge lead aside from that first half of Split being 8-4.
Yeah. It's very true. Okay. Coming off this timeout, can Blue Otter get us back onto the winning ways here and get this thing closer to a finish? Can WADA continue to ride the Starbound horse into a potential F5?
Okay, he made himself laugh too much, guys.
Gosh.
Don't mind him.
I know, I'm the funniest guy I know.
drone to go out, trying to clear over towards B long, but look at this mid pressure. Blue Water. Got 3 players walked out. Juna,
Right there.
angle, still able to get that kill on Battison is huge. Juna needs to stay alive here. Doesn't know 2 others have pushed up.
You might have an idea of it, though, considering the Yoru decoy was seen over there. Oh. Haunt reveals on the May. Careful. Oh, man. What awareness this is out of the Fade utility. Unbelievable. So, off the timeout, Blue Otter try something crazy. At least compared to the norm that we've seen them set up defensively, and it comes up empty. Any heroics?
Not for now. It is a really good response from WADA to throw out that Haunt into the mid, ensuring that they could clear May out and not have her have any more impact into that round. Only player of Blue Otter
30 seconds left.
towards this A site is going to be
Face
Oasis.
your
We
fear!
have a quick rotation come in. I think Oasis gets caught by that, but still on the angle, taking an individual fight. And this is kind of what the desk was talking about earlier, right, Shift? When it comes down to these really big moments in the later portion of the second half, everyone tries to be a bit of a hero. And you see it on both teams, this time it being Blue Water that it kind of falls prey to that. Instead of looking to group up, play a little bit more disciplined, and I think that's also where you see kind of the experience on the side of WADA coming to light a little bit more.
Yeah, that's fair. I just you're also in a situation with the crazy strategy that once it falls apart, someone has to try to make a play, I think, and
oh yeah, for sure.
it leads it leads to those extra eliminations that just put the round out of question, like it does here. But still, I think that's an absolute fair assessment, and it's one that will have to be a continual focal point as we get into this marathon of a battle between these 2 teams. I mean, it's just been one after another of back and forth affairs on these maps. So,
just to clarify, I wasn't talking about the mid play necessarily. It was more so the
I know what you
positioning
mean.
over in secret. But
I know
yeah, tying things up here, I think you take a look at the alt economy. Blue Water, hey, they've had some crazy close eco rounds while also taking trophies of their own. So you definitely can't count them out quite yet.
Target destroyed.
little utility battle to get us kicked off here in round 19. Couple of hero rifles plus a Hunter's Fury and Dimensional Drift keeps Blue Otter in fighting condition here in this round. Armageddon on the other side. Cosmic Divide close for Juna. Could also be seen. And we're feeling things out in this B long play. How much does Australis commit to try to pull the defense around here?
My boss.
Portal
Work
closed.
mid slowly as well. WADA, they put a bit of pressure over towards B main. Now everybody looking to now regroup together. Again, nobody wants to get picked off. Thing is, a hero rifle on the side of Blue Otter is alone on this B site right now.
30 seconds left.
Well, here we go. Sam kicks us off for the first and second. Hunter's Fury perfectly timed.
One enemy remaining.
There's an opportunity for Sin to just continue to hold this angle. A couple of extra tags as Starbound has to make the quick swap over to the Headhunter, but 15 seconds. You don't like your opportunity to try to even get further onto site, so Starbound's going to back away to
10
save the
seconds
op,
left.
and Blue Otter, thanks to some of the hero rifle play, mostly out of Sin, are going to see a 10th round get converted on.
It was so huge. Like, that positioning was so dangerous because it's one of those, it's one and done, right? For the side of WADA, though, they get disrupted by the fact that Avery calls to use that Hunter's Fury. That was such a big part in yielding that success there for Sin. Without that ultimate coming out online, it would have been much more comfortable for WADA to try and flood and clear her out. Now you've got the lockdown to work with here for Blue Water. We talked about the fact that these ults could come into play this round. And it ends up netting them the round win. I think going into the next one, I'm interested to see how WADA are going to continue to work that mid control. I think the clone trying to disrupt that alarm bot has definitely been a piece of that. Already forcing off the angle here. Both flashes,
Yeah, I like
though,
this.
used.
Yeah, true. But I still like the idea that Blue Otter are just putting the pressure on and forcing WADA to have to respond. Potentially by using an early Cosmic Divide just to clear some space to execute. But meanwhile, keep it over at mid. Sin holding a little bit of help from Avery. Here's the check. Avery has been noticed. Sin in trouble. Has to jump out. And going 1-for-1 there is actually not terrible at all. Problem is you also lose Battison over towards A main. So the defense has to restructure away from mid by splitting the map and spreading it pretty heavily.
Oh, this angle for Oasis is huge. Timing on the smoke is perfect too. Denies Australis from taking that opportunity to cut through the site.
Cosmic Divide going over towards the back, and Oasis do much with this position. Oh, has a freebie and more. His second one is huge. Turns it into a 2v2. Avery sliding, able to find another on the Buddy B. Leading it down to Juna. Recon bolt out. Up top, able to find the first Juna almost. Gosh, we've seen it so many times from Juna, but not this time. 11-9. Economy still fine for WADA, but a 2-round edge with elimination possibly staring at you has Blue Otter feeling good.
Huge heroics from Oasis there. Being able to get 2, change that entire round, and then the refrags from the rest of the Flood from Blue Otter, really beautifully done. WADA, they try to, get the picks back over towards A main. They get one over in B-Link there as well, really capitalizing off the utility. It's just not enough. Now, no ultimates to work with here for the likes of WADA. Meanwhile, Blue Otter have 3 in their pocket to reach that match point.
Tense moments in these openers. You just do not want to give up a bad first blood if you're WADA. Similar setup on this defense over towards B mid. Pressure from WADA largely just avoided by Blue Otter, who still have an alarm bot here. Plus the star. Alarm bot actually gets triggered. That'll force the retreat backwards just a touch. And the eyes are now up for Sin, who's looking for a little bit of spam. Careful. Not much damage tallied, if any at all, on either side, and we'll reset with mid now being taken by WADA.
There was also a gravity well or a Nova Pulse that was invested into B-Link too, so WADA definitely have to be happy about what they've been able to pull out from Blue Otter so far.
Portal closed.
TP is fired down for Oasis. I like the timing on that dimensional drift to get the information, knowing that that clock is running down, and WADA have to make a decision here.
And it's forcing them into Sin, who has a lockdown available, avoids the incoming utility from the Tejo. Sin still holding the corner. They expected this is cleared. No, they don't, because, yeah, they thought that the salvo had got it, and Sin! Lightning strikes twice for Sin on the Beast point. More over the top. No, Juna's able to get one. Still so much more that has to be done, and it will not come through. Blue Otter on series point, and the money is not great. It's going to be a force for WADA here on out.
Match point.
That was such an important round for WADA to take away. You're talking about the economy for them. Things not looking good in that department. The final timeout to be called here on the side of WADA with their backs up against the wall. We talked about also that alt cycling from the side of WADA. The fact that last round they didn't have anything to work with, and the fact that they can't take that round either leaves a lot to be desired as far as trying to build any of those alts up. Only thing that you could really hope for, I think, is maybe a dimensional drift from Bunny B if she's able to get an opening pick or 2, maybe farm up an orb. But again, the retake ultimates here for Blue Otter feel very comfortable.
Oof. Where have things gone wrong for WADA? I mean, it's going to be a really tough question to answer, because I would say in the history of WADA rosters until now, if WADA have stumbled, it's because Starbound has not had the same impact that has been what you come to expect from Starbound. Playing Chamber every single map, no matter what, just hard set on it. That was a lot of the counter gameplay it felt like at the end of last year. Can we counter Starbound, whether it's picking an ISO or using extra utility to push off those op angles? That has not been a problem today. Starbound has been unbelievable. But
Time to jump.
And this is a question that was posed by the desk at the very beginning, talking about the fact that you're going into compositions that may not have as much of a fleshed out utility kit because you're always using chamber. Is that hurting the rest of the team, even though Starbound is giving you 25 plus, it feels like, a map right now?
See how this opening pick goes. It's going to have to be a TP out here for Starbound. Not able to land the shot. I think it's more... I feel like you look at this composition for WADA, though, it's not an issue when it comes down to utility. They have a lot to work with the double initiator. But Emily was also posing the question of how much impact are these high frags coming from Starbound, though? Like, what is the impact in that round? Sure, heroic moments, but we're not seeing, like, the same openers that we're used to seeing from this player.
Who's next?
Oasis. Scope out. Doesn't want to fall victim to the dimensional drift. Will back away. Buddy B getting a ton of information here through B, but not enough that feels good. Buddy B behind the lockdown tries to find Oasis, but the scope hits. So the lockdown holds off the hit, and now Sin once again inside the site. Whoa, tries to go to the EDS, not going to work out there as Power Pixel's able to find one and immediately go for the plant, but May stops it in its tracks. The follow-up from Oasis is good. Now the spike has to be forced. Oasis trying to jump in with a shotgun, but from range, Judah baits it out. 8 seconds on the clock. Judah gets you another, but the saturate is in. You have to try to hold this, but Avery will finish it off through the wall. Blue Otter shut down WADA from having a chance at redemption in the grand finals. And Blue Otter have now established themselves as a major threat here in Game Changers North America, looking for a championship against FlyQuest.
13-9 here on Pearl. A 3-1 series win for Blue Otter, taking down the previous year's kickoff winners of WADA in this lower final. They'll move on into that grand final tomorrow up against FlyQuest. It's going to be an insane matchup, but again, you have to give a lot of credit to WADA in this matchup. They definitely fought their hearts out, but Blue Otter were so quick to pivot in a lot of these moments shift. There's a reason why this match felt toe-to-toe the entire time.